What's up, family? As always, we just here to have an amazing conversation and get this video a big thumbs up if you get some value from this video and subscribe and join the family. So, less than 24 hours after the White House debacle, Ukrainian President Zelensky has proven Donald Trump completely right. Trump stated that wasn't truly there to negotiate peace, but was acting in bad faith. And sure enough, this morning, Zelensky met with the UK Prime Minister to secure yet another $2.5 billion loan to continue fueling the war. Meanwhile, even CNN's Jake Tapper chimed in on the fiasco at the White House. Now, when Jake Tapper sides and actually have sided with Trump, you know it's something horribly wrong within that. But also, I want you guys to check out what Trump had to say about why Zelensky was kicked out in the White House in the first place. Check it out.
We had a meeting today, as you know, with President Zelensky, and I would say it didn't work out exactly great from his standpoint. I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up a strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened, and that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody. And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards.
And I find that very interesting because basically you're biting the hand that's feeding you, but you acting like you're the one that's feeding yourself. How disrespectful. And then come over there and try to educate historically to lecture in the Oval Office to the President of the United States of America and the Vice President when the simple fact is you never came there to negotiate peace. You already had a preconceived thought where if you don't seem to want to get on board because I don't really care to negotiate peace, I'm here to make a statement to pressure you to bend to what I want you to do because I want to continue this war. And on top of that, you guys are going to feel it too and have an influence in Zelensky's standpoint, right? And Trump is literally just trying to save lives and end the war. Yet Democrats in their obsessive hatred for him being anti-Trump would rather see endless bloodshed than acknowledge that Trump's approach could lead to peace. So for context, Trump and JD Vance have been frustrated with Zelensky's repeated bad faith behavior, and it really shows and shows the proof of who's the true dictator here, right? Because true leaders don't do this. They pick a side, they stand for something, they set boundaries, but they also advocate and operate on behalf of the people. In this case, Zelensky is not operating on the behalf as a president for the Ukrainian people. And we'll get to that in a minute till I can even back up my points to substantiate my argument. And if you guys disagree with me, you can make your thoughts down in the comments because as always, we're just here to have an amazing conversation, family. And I just want to give you some value and put some medicine inside the candy, right? So they've been negotiating a mineral rights deal for weeks when it comes to JD Vance, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and President Zelensky, right? Just 10 days ago, Zelensky and the U.S. Secretary of State reached an agreement. Yet Zelensky went on TV and claimed no deal has been made unless the U.S. provided additional security guarantees, right? And this happened again at the White House, as you guys seen with that whole debacle between Trump and Zelensky. He arrived knowing he didn't want the deal, didn't want no type of peace deal, wasn't even thinking about it. He simply wanted to grandstand before the American media, hoping public pressure being popular in the court of public opinion, which only backfired to get his way, right? And Trump wants a deal for peace and economic benefit. Zelensky, however, wants to prolong the war and use U.S. backing as leverage against Russia. How are you going to tell someone that's been supporting you how much they support you and they should continue to do so when the results have shown that this is not conducive for anyone, not even for yourself? So the one that has been backing and supporting you, don't you think they have your best interest, Zelensky, for all people? And I think Donald Trump is that. And if anything, as a president of Ukraine, he should take advice from the president of the United States. Basically, the hand that's giving him the cards to be dealt, let alone the hand that's feeding him. Right? So it's just mind blowing to me. And that's why Trump told Zelensky, you're gambling with World War III. And within 24 hours, Trump was proven right. You know why? Because Zelensky went right straight to the UK begging for more money. Check it out, family.
Loan agreement, and I want to thank you and your ministry for your work in getting to this point. As you say, unique amongst the G7, the money available from our loan agreement will enable you to use those funds in the way that you best see fit, including for military procurement, so that you can better defend your country. And of course, this is in addition to the £3 billion a year ongoing support from the United Kingdom to Ukraine. I also just wanted to say, Minister, that we had to take this legislation through Parliament, and one thing that struck me when we did that was the cross-party support for it, and indeed do whatever it takes to stand by our allies. Of course, this money is about helping to secure the territorial integrity of Ukraine and protecting your security. But if I might say, it's bigger than that. It's about the security and prosperity of all of Europe. And we're pleased to play our part alongside you in the huge efforts and undertakings that you're making. But perhaps now is the moment to sign this loan agreement, Minister.
All smiles, right, Zelensky? This man is a disgrace. Not only does this prove Zelensky is dishonest, but it also exposes the hypocrisy of European leaders. Because just the other day, the UK Prime Minister stood in the Oval Office and told Trump that their support for Ukraine wasn't in a form of a loan. Yet, you guys just seen it. Here we are. Just hours later, it's exactly that, a loan. Look, Macron, or I think his name Macron, whoever, and other European leaders have made similar misleading statements. Their dishonesty is basically exhausting, and the media loves to paint Trump as a liar, but conveniently ignores the blanket repeated deception from their own side. Rather than showing through actions that he genuinely wants peace, Zelensky immediately sought more funding to keep the war going, right? And fine, let Europe deal with it. But he can't come to the US demanding endless, unconditional support while simultaneously is insisting that he only gets to decide when and under what term peace happens under his terms. No. So, meanwhile, footage has been circulating of Ukrainian forces. This how bad in regards of the manpower that Ukraine is suffering, and we, the United States of America, and we, the people, all taxpaying United States citizens, have been funneling money over to this senseless war that's killing many people, and now it's to the point where Ukraine forces are literally dragging men off the street to conscript them into a war they are losing. Check this out.
First and foremost problem for Ukraine is lack of motivated manpower, soldiers who want to fight, who are able to fight. According to everyone from Kiev to Western publications, Western officials, Ukraine's army is now predominantly made up of men grabbed off the streets, men who've gone through a week or two through boot camp and end up on the front line where they don't want to be. This isn't the fight that they want to fight. They want to get out. They want to leave, and that is the issue all over Ukraine. That there's few men left to grab off the street and chuck into the trenches on the front lines.
Wow, man, it's wild. A senior Ukrainian official even admitted that no matter how many weapons they received, they simply lacked the manpower to use them. That's why Trump warned Zelensky he was gambling with World War III. If Ukraine continues this war at some point, other countries will have to send troops, right? And that will provoke Russia into escalating its attacks, potentially using its most powerful weapons, which could drag China, North Korea, and others into conflict, triggering global war. This is obvious it could be. Zelensky continues to not do what's the best interest of his country, but also out of ignorance for diplomacy, right? He'll rather continue to be destructive and just be very, very uncooperative, I would like to say. So Jake Tapper acknowledged it, right? And that's what he had to say. One pro-Ukraine expert, typically supportive of Zelensky, says today White House showdown should be seen in a clear-eyed way. "Quote unquote, Ukraine is losing this war," the expert says. "Russia is making tens of thousands of drones per month, and Ukraine can't shoot them all down. Russia is making advances because Russia doesn't value human life and it is okay to lose thousands of men a day. Ukraine can't keep up with that and shouldn't," right? And then he goes on to say this: "There needs to be an end to this war, and there are only three ways out. One, America can send military weapons and manpower, and potentially this starts World War III, which we're not going to do. Two, Ukraine can surrender and give in to Putin. Or three, we give this ceasefire plan and deal that Trump is pushing a chance." I will go for option three. Trump was talking about Ukraine getting land back that it has lost just yesterday. Zelensky knew the position of the Trump administration ahead of time, of course, because Trump had made it vocal through the campaign and plenty of times and way before he got back in office. Perhaps this meeting was a trap, but it's one Zelensky could easily have avoided, right? So this is why Trump is pushing the mineral deal. So America maintains an economic interest in Ukraine's stability, deterring future aggression, even under weak democratic leadership, if that potentially happens, which I don't believe will. And even to take it a step further, to substantiate my point, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte understands the gravity of the situation. He urged Zelensky to mend ties. He urged Zelensky to mend ties and look, recognizing that the U.S. is crucial in resolving this conflict. Unlike European leaders playing political games, Mark acknowledges that they lack resources to sustain the war without America's involvement, which Zelensky don't seem to come to any type of mind yet, or it doesn't seem to come to his little brain. And this White House debacle might force Europe to realize that if they want this war to continue, they will have to bankroll it, right? That means European citizens, so accustomed to lavish social benefits funded by U.S. military guarantees, will have to deal with the real financial costs of their own defense. And that's just the reality of it, folks. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think this is crazy. I think this is just wild, and I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comments. Do you guys think Zelensky should just go with the deal in regards of what Trump has been pushing for peace, or continue to opt in ignorance, and basically European leaders will continue to bankroll the war because America is not, we're closing shop. We have to deal with our own house and we have to get ourselves straight and continue to rely on ourselves in the right trajectory for the American people, but also for the country, with this golden age to return, being stronger, better than ever, and making America great again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Spread that love, peace, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. On that note, family, peace.